बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं फर्स्ट ईयर इंग्लिश की न्यू बुक से यूनिट नंबर 8 के शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस को, जिसका नाम है अ वॉयज टू द सिटी ऑफ लायंस। शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस आपको इस वीडियो में इस तरह से हेल्प आउट करेंगे कि इसके अंदर जितने भी डिफिकल्ट वर्ड्स हैं उनकी मीनिंग मैंने उर्दू में शो कर दी है, जिससे एडवांटेज ये होना है कि आपको समझना और प्रिपरेशन करना बहुत ईजी हो जाएगा। और एक और अहम बात वो ये कि इस वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन में पूरी बुक के एमसीक्यूज के पोएम्स, प्रोज, प्ले सबके एमसीक्यूज और सबके ही शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस यू हिट विद डिफिकल्ट वर्ड्स मीनिंग आपको मिल जाएंगे, तो जिससे तैयारी करना आपके लिए हो जाएगा सुपर इजी। तो इसकी वीडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन जरूर चेक कीजिएगा। पहला क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट इज द जियोग्राफिकल लोकेशन ऑफ सिंगापुर सिटी? Singapore is a very small, heavily urbanized island city-state in Southeast Asia, located at the end of Malayan Peninsula between Malaysia and Indonesia. It is located at a maritime crossroad where almost every ship sailing to or from the Pacific to the Indian Ocean or to the South China Sea anchors here. It is a free port as well as major center of fuel for ships. It is at 6 hours journey from Port Klang of Malaysia. Question number 2 है, what are barges and how are these operated? Barges are roomy, usually flat bottomed boat without engines, used chiefly for the transport of goods on inland waterways. These barges are designed to operate on rivers, canals, ponds, bays, and inland lakes. Inland barges provide the most economical mode of transportation for many high-density, large volume, oversized cargoes. These are barges which are towed or pushed by tugboats or to transport from one location to another. The author compared these barges with camel caravans. इस साल के जो पेपर्स होने हैं उसके लिए टारगेट पेपर की वीडियो कंप्लीट मैं डाल चुका हूं ऑलरेडी अपने चैनल पर। आप अपनी स्क्रीन की टॉप राइट से क्लिक करके उसके लिंक को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं वीडियो को। How is Singapore connected to Malaysia? Singapore and Malaysia have a long-standing, broad and multifaceted relationship. The two countries are connected by the Johor-Singapore Causeway and to a second link. The second link is a bridge connecting Singapore and Johor, Malaysia, that is just a quarter-mile long. In Singapore, it is officially known as to a second link. Bilateral trade, investment, tourism ties are robust between the two countries. Describe briefly the significance of Singapore port. Singapore's natural deep sea ports and the geographical location at the crossroads of important shipping channels makes its trade a major economic sector. It is currently the world's second busiest port in terms of total shipping tonnage. It also transships a third of the world's shipping containers, half of the world's annual supply of crude oil, and is the world's busiest transshipment port. There are currently more than 5,000 maritime companies operating in Singapore, including over 130 international shipping groups. जो मॉडल पेपर दिया गया है बोर्ड के जानिब से, उसकी पूरा सोल्यूशन अगर आप देखना चाहते हैं ताकि आप उसकी भी प्रैक्टिस कर सकें, तो आपकी स्क्रीन की टॉप राइट पर उसका लिंक शो हो रहा है, क्लिक करके देख सकते हैं। Question number 5 है, what are reasons for prosperity of Singapore in spite of very little area? Singapore is a small island country with an area of just 225 square miles. It is known as one of the prosperous and the wealthiest countries in the region. Singapore lacks natural resources and much of Singapore's income depends on the arrival of tourists, trade, and ships from overseas because of being the world's busiest cargo seaport. Tourists and traders from all over the world come here for business, shopping, and leisure. How is Singapore one of the attractive areas for tourists? Singapore is one of the attractive areas for tourists. It is known for its glitz and glamour. It is often described as one of the cleanest and the most orderly cities in the world. It is recognized as the Mr. Clean of the world. The island city state is also undoubtedly one of the world's most popular visitor destinations. It is full of shopping frenzy, delectable culinary delight, awe-inspiring museums, and adventurous theme parks and exotic gardens. अगर आप ये चाहते हैं कि आप ये समझ सकेंगे किस तरह से पैसेज कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के क्वेश्चन को डील करना है जो कि सेक्शन सी में साल से आएगा, तो उसका लिंक आपके स्क्रीन के टॉप राइट पर है, क्लिक करके देख सकते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 है, हाउ डज सिंगापुर कीप itself clean? तो इसका जवाब है, सिंगापुर is often described as one of the cleanest and most orderly cities in the world. It is recognized as the Mr. Clean of the world. Japanese saying that keep your house and the front of the street clean so you see the whole city clean is practiced there in letter and in spirit. Despite facing incessant rainfall, Singapore is very clean. The spirit of cleanliness is present everywhere from children to the elders. Describe any 4 interesting aspects of Singapore. Since Singapore is a tourism paradise, there are so many interesting things about it. Followings are the 4 worth discussing points. It is shopper's paradise where one can buy almost everything at cheaper rates. It is a fusion of Eastern and Western culture. It is a neat and clean country which does not compromise on its cleanliness. It is an island, so the landscape is worth watching with its never-ending greenery. Question number 9 is why Singapore called the fusion of the East and the West? Singapore is called the fusion of the East and the West because one may find modern buildings and lifestyles coexisting with traditional ways of life. Its indigenous culture originates primarily from the people of the island of Taiwan. With the arrival of the British, Singapore was also influenced by the West. Repeated influence and absorption in various ways have added to the development of a unique culture. Therefore, it has been dubbed as a country where East meets West. And the last question of this video, describe briefly the education in Singapore. Education is one of the biggest priorities of Singapore. The government spends 25% of its income on education. Citizens are encouraged to get education and there are enough provision in schools to accommodate every child of the country. Besides providing them quality education, students are encouraged to participate in debates, speeches, and sports. Therefore, the literacy rate in Singapore in current era is more than 97%. ये वीडियो अगर आपके लिए हेल्पफुल है तो इसे अपने दोस्तों के साथ जरूर शेयर कीजिएगा। यही हमारी इंकरेजमेंट होती है, मोटिवेशन होती है। इंशाल्लाह ताला नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मुलाकात होगी, तब तक अपना ख्याल रखिएगा, मुझे दुआ में याद रखिएगा। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, अल्लाह हाफिज।